Got drunk off your love, and I lost myself again. You hit just like a drug. This time I won't let you in. You're playing with fire. No, I didn't I'm the prey, but this time I won't collapse like I did yesterday. You broke my heart once again. I won't buy the dust in return. I can't give it, I can't give it, I won't give in this time. You broke my heart once again. Well, you're bad, but you're bad it for me. I can't give it, I can't give in. I've already run with the wolves, far from the light of the day. I can't go back to you, I'm stronger today. Been to the dark side, I don't know. So if you wanna shoot far away, I won't go back to you. I'm stronger, I'm stronger, I'm stronger today. I'm stronger today. Tú tienes la pócima para enloquecerme, pero voy a draw the line. Que yo ya sé que es de ti. I got to stay away, got to stay away. Sé que como un trofeo quieres tenerme, pero I don't need no one. Que yo ya sé que es de ti. I got to stay away, got to stay away. No, 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 baby, no, 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 no setbacks. No, 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 baby, no, 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 this time. You broke my heart once again. I won't buy the dust in return. I can't give it, I can't give it, I won't give in this time. You broke my heart once again. Well, you're bad, but you're bad it for me. I can't give it, I can't give in. I've already run with the wolves, far from behind. I know that I can change, remembering all of those nights beneath the window frame. Don't know why we keep going round and round in the same place. Can't decide to live my life on the ground or in outer space. Memories keep me waiting for you, keep me waiting for you. Leave with me to the stars above. I think I'm ready for you.
Hello, and welcome back to Playfly Collegiate Dota. I'm Cool Hands, going to be joining you tonight for the University of Toronto versus UCSD. We are already in week 5 of this group stage, or this, I guess, seasonal stage. Don't know exactly what to call it, but we're playing a 7-week round-robin group stage. I guess that's what we're going to go with. And we are in week 5 already. I don't know where the time's gone. It feels like it's just absolutely flying by this season, and you know, being in college, I'm sure all of the players are feeling the same way, as we are well through midterm season, coming up on that elusive holiday break. So it's a busy time, not only for the Dota, but also for the school. So, I mean, having played in the league before, back when I was in school, having cast while I was in college as well, I definitely know what it's like for these guys. And as we come up into the holidays, I know we're going to have a few more reschedules, so do be on the lookout for additional games. I know that there's going to be one actually played by the University of Toronto tomorrow against UBC, and going to be doing everything in my power to cast that one. I think it's going to be at 8:30, so stay tuned and make sure you're tuning into that one. It's going to be an exciting matchup. But before we get there, we're going to have this one, Week 5, UCSD, University of Toronto, and both of these teams, I don't have the score bug up now, but both of these teams currently undefeated here in this group stage, here in this regular season, and very deservedly so. And if you'd asked me in the preseason, right, if you asked me before the season even started, University of Toronto was very high on my list for what teams it might be possible to carry an undefeated record, 4-0 this late into the season. UCSD, you know, not coming off a tremendous season last season in the excuse me, so sorry for that. Don't have the mute button set up. But last season in the spring, you know, looked all right, but definitely didn't look the best. But this fall, they've looked absolutely tremendous, UCSD, and they've shown that they are a force to be reckoned with. University of Toronto kind of just continuing their steamrolling from last year. If I remember, they went 6-1 or 7-1. I think they ended the season with like 1 loss. I'd have to confirm that. I don't have it pulled up in front of me here either, but they did kind of just roll through, only taking key losses against, you know, game losses against UBC, Georgia Tech last season, and really did just look very strong. Of course, last season, University of Toronto did roll out with 2 teams as well, and both of them kind of dominated their competition, respectively, through most of the regular season. And meanwhile, the UCSD team last season was really just kind of middle-of-the-road team, but at this point, it's hard to imagine UCSD dropping a series. We did see them struggle. We've actually had them on the cast a couple of times this season. And we've seen them experiment a little bit with the substitute position, something that most of the other teams aren't really doing, at least not as much this season. But UCSD subbing in, you know, mid-series, just scheduled subs between Game 1 and Game 2, which is just absolutely fascinating to me as a strategy, and really just to get guys more experience. But we did see them struggle last week when they put the subs in, had to go back to their original lineup, and did end up taking Michigan down. And that was a pretty close series against Michigan just last week that we got to see, but UCSD did maintain their undefeated record. So it is going to be 2 undefeated juggernauts. Now, I'd be remiss to not point out that we do have a 3rd undefeated team we're not going to be seeing tonight, but that is Seneca College. And they will be playing tonight as well. They've got the matchup against the University of Michigan. That one's been delayed by about 45 minutes. So, as always, make sure you're checking out the University of Michigan homecast, either at Michigan Esports on YouTube or Sealy99 will stream it on Twitch occasionally as well. Not sure where they're going to be, but make sure you're checking them out. It's going to be a 9:15 Eastern start, so look for it around that time. Across the league, we also have, looks like tomorrow, we've got the RIT versus RIT mirror match, the RIT Orange versus RIT White. So that'll be an interesting one to check out as well. And we'll see what that works out to for scheduling, because that could be an interesting one for us to pick up here on Twitch as well. So just more interesting games getting rescheduled again as we come into the holidays. It's going to be more likely, so make sure that you hit the follow, you turn on the notifications, and you are checking out the stream, because really that's the best way to see when we're casting. Of course, Wednesday at 8:30 p.m., what you're watching right now, this is the regularly scheduled match time throughout the season. We will continue to be here live every Wednesday throughout the regular season and throughout the playoffs as long as games are happening. But otherwise, do stay tuned for these pop-up casts that are coming due to reschedules throughout the league. Sometimes these are on, as few as a couple of hours notice, so important to pick it up. We're just waiting on a couple of more players to come in for Game 1, University of Toronto, UCSD. It's going to be a very exciting matchup, and as we wait for the lobby to fill up here, we're going to take one short break before we're back with the draft. I got a couple of highlights queued up from last week, and maybe a couple of more weeks as well can throw in there, and we'll take a peek at those before we do hop into the draft for game number 1. But going to be a very exciting series, and at the end of the night, only going to be 2 undefeated teams at least remaining, as I brought up Seneca College. Kind of got sidetracked a little bit there, but they are also still undefeated playing tonight. So we'll keep you posted on that if that series does end before this one does as well. And will be at least 2, maybe 1 undefeated team left at the conclusion of tonight. But stick around, we're going to throw it to a quick break, and we'll be back for the draft of game number 1. You're going to want to be tuned in for this one. Exciting matchup coming up next.
I don't mind being right, even when we got it wrong. I kinda like making it up as we go. And ever since the second grade, when you first caught my eye, I knew you were different in all the ways I like. And I won't hide that I'm right, even when we got it wrong. Why you keep playing? We're not the same, man. This other little lie, the common ground is shaking in your eye. If you could believe me, let's jump in the deep end. We'll jump in the deep end, yeah. I said, hey, we don't need to leave all the differences aside. You and I were right. I said, maybe we don't need to leave all of our differences aside, 'cause that's what makes it right. I'm nothing like you, and you're nothing like me. We don't agree, and that's what makes it right. I'm nothing like you, and you're nothing like me. Opposite sides, and that's what makes it right.
That is not the one I wanted. Immediately just get it wrong.
5 seconds remaining.
Come on, pick up the game. There we go. All right, we're into the draft. Always tech difficulties whenever I switch into the game. It's fine. Everything's fine. But hello, we're back, and I'm joined with Bush here from Toronto, the glorious captain.
Hello,
Gracious
hello.
captain.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm very honored to be on Cool Hand stream, being my dream, so 12 years old. Very happy to get this opportunity.
Yeah, you actually haven't been on before, right?
No, I haven't.
I feel like I've had half of the Toronto roster on stream at some point or another.
We have a very active community, which is pretty nice. Yeah. So people are very chatty. So I
Yeah,
guess
no,
they're
for
happy
sure.
with the interviews. But I noticed they banned Darkseer in like the first 5 seconds. Someone has been doing their homework on the UFT team. Oh, against the UFT team, I should say.
I think Darkseer's just like been a priority pickup. I'd have to look, but it seems familiar from the UCSD side as well that they may have been picking it. If I'm 100% honest, I did not do my homework for this one, so I don't have the draft data pulled up. But it's a hero that I have never been like a tremendous fan of, but it feels like recently in these Playfly games, more teams are prioritizing the Darkseer, just as a hero that can pick up the ores and come out of lane with, reasonable farm.
Right, and especially with the whole meta of like a pause force being melee, a double melee with a Darkseer is pretty dominating.
Yeah,
30
and
seconds
nowadays you're having more and more melee carries back into the fringe. It's not the same, hero pool we were seeing at TI where it was the ranged carry Gleipnir kind of nonsense. It's a little bit more back to the roots of what carry does, where you do just kind of power farm, but you also have to be able to show up to fights a little earlier. And what that means is some of the ranged carries that want to just spend 30 minutes away from the team,
10
it's harder to
seconds
play
remaining.
these heroes. It means it's more value for Darkseer to get picked up
5
early and
seconds remaining.
be able to force things, around those 15-minute auras.
Right, yes, and Darkseer can farm very well. Unlike most traditional offlaners,
Radiant
say Night
team
Stalker or
pick.
Mars, who can fall off pretty easily.
All right, here we go. UCSD straight in, first pick Luna. I've seen UCSD do this, and Luna does get first phase banned against UCSD. And I've actually seen them very frequently
10
first ban the
seconds
Luna
remaining.
anytime they're not first pick on UCSD. And I am 100% with them that this Luna hero is very first phaseable, first bannable. But Toronto have come with the answer here. You can see the instant response in the Bristle. And this is one of the carry-carry matchups that Luna is maybe not thrilled by, you're also not just lost to. But it's a hero that can rival Luna's timing in this, 25-30 minutes. And kind
definitely.
of does the same thing Luna wants to, where this is the time that you look to snowball and take over the game.
And if anything, it forces Luna to go an
10
unorthodox
seconds
build
remaining.
to Silver Edge for Team doesn't have a break, which is not a very
5
optimal item on
seconds
Luna,
remaining.
because Luna wants to go Butterfly, Scotty, BKB, not Silver Edge.
Radiant
Yeah, the
team
Silver Edge point is, absolutely on point, because Silver Edge as an item just feels atrocious. Like, even if you're the most natural Silver Edge buyer, think like a Dragon Knight or something, you just are unhappy buying it. You sink so much gold into this item that gives you break and kind of nothing else. It's a little bit of attack speed,
10
whatever,
seconds
like Shadow Blade, whatever, but it just doesn't feel that good. The stats it gives you are not
5
very fun.
seconds remaining.
And it just delays or removes this item slot for, something that could be more valuable.
At least before, when it used to be the old recipe, you can sort of justify it, but now the new recipe is a very hard purchase.
Oh yeah, I mean, back when it was everyone and their mother wanted to pick it up because you get the crit inbuilt and it's like, oh, this natural crit extension item gives you repositioning, gives you attack speed. Like, it's perfect.
Dire
Now it
team
just
pick.
so sad. And the early Phoenix from Toronto too. This is an interesting time to pick up the Phoenix. Combos very nicely with the Bristle.
Mm-hmm. And this is actually the first time EFT has been picking Phoenix this season, so it's a
10
new hero.
seconds remaining.
Interesting.
5 seconds
Yeah, I don't
remaining.
have the insight like I was saying on these team specific drafting other than just the couple of games that I've managed to, cast myself for them. But it is another hero, like, it's kind of interesting because on one hand, Luna seems like a pretty value egg hitter, that you get decent attack speed and you have glaives that bounce around because you're hitting the egg. But Luna's also a pretty short-range hero where you can get dragged out of position to hit the egg. And this is kind of what I was thinking when I said it's an early Phoenix pick. Maybe it's baiting UCSD into the Snapfire, but also now you have Snapfire against your Phoenix. It wasn't banned out in the early phase, and U of T did prioritize banning out the Beastmaster as they don't want that lane matchup against the Bristle. So now definitely going to relegate your Phoenix into some very, very defensive eggs. And when you have a draft like a Bristleback draft that wants to be moving forward in fights, it makes your Phoenix's game very awkward because you're often forced to choose between putting an egg that's easily kiteable behind the team or diving forward, playing an aggressive egg, and basically just playing this sacrificial position 5, position whatever you put the Phoenix. That's kind of just stuck in and being the bait that you have to turn around and kill it.
Do the Luna Glaives bounce onto the egg? Or do you have to do them to attack it?
The glaives do not do damage if they bounce onto the egg. My assumption, and I should know because I have about 1 million Luna games, my assumption is that they will bounce onto the egg and they will do 0 damage to it, but can use it as like a target to bounce off. Kind of like they do for the outpost. If you attack an enemy near the outpost, the glaive will bounce onto the outpost, do nothing, but then bounce back for more damage.
Right. Fangolier is another hero I've been seeing a lot this season. A lot of teams really enjoy it.
Yeah, I've been seeing more Pango now, and interestingly, it's all the Rolling Thunder facet, the less duration but faster roll speed and turn speed and that.
If I'm being honest, I'm not a fan of the Fangolier. Not in terms of the draft itself, but as a hero, it's been rather disappointing. It's like a Wind Ranger syndrome where people rely on it too much. Maybe this is within my trend or with 2000 MMR, but I never win with the Fangolier in my team. So I think with the Luna, that sort of cancels it out. The Luna has been a pretty strong hero this patch.
I think it's one of the things that Pango will kind of always be viable, will always just be hanging around the scene because you have a lot of utility between the Swashbuckle, just ability to do a lot of damage with the Aghanim's Swashbuckle's, Maelstrom buildup. But you also have this insane utility that you can provide with the Rolling Thunder that doesn't necessarily do the most damage, but it's one of the most chaos-inducing teamfight ults. And when you have a carry like Luna that can kind of dish out enough damage for your entire team, anything that you can put in front of Luna to just cause chaos in the fight and make sure she's not the target. If Luna's able to hit freely in fights for 2, 3, 4 seconds, it can just be over. And you can see UCSD very much all-inning this mentality as well. We're going to see the position 5 Tusk protecting the Luna. It's going to set up a very nice laning stage against the Axe here. And Luna really is going to be enabled this game. We're going to see, probably something like a Solar Crest to come through on. If I had to guess, the Snapfire, they're going to load up with the drums on someone, and then you're just going to have this Pango in the front line to try and cause chaos. And it's going to be all about the jump for Toronto, right, with this Axe Earthshaker, to try and find these backline Luna, but also the saving support in the Tusk. Otherwise, Bristle's just not going to be able to get in fast enough, I think. And it's going to be UCSD doing damage.
Very initiative heavy, right? Most of these drafts want to initiate first. So I think fights will be determined by who discovers who first, which is obviously think about, especially in Immortal games. But with these drafts, these teams really want to smoke up and fight. I think they're a very team fight heavy draft.
Yeah, no, right now I'm absolutely in love with UCSD's draft. I think if they can cap it off with some strong offlaner, then I think they are just very, very prepared. This draft feels super cohesive to me, where they've built it with a central idea. And even though Toronto have, a strong lineup with the Bristle and Sunray over the top, I think that there are the tools right now for UCSD to deal. And you talk about both teams wanting to initiate. I see right now saves existing, encounters existing, Snowball to save Luna if she does get jumped off the backline, whether it's the Axe, the Earthshaker, whatever. A Snapfire to counter out the egg. It just feels like UCSD do the same thing, but maybe a little bit better. And so University of Toronto right now would just need the execution to really carry them through. That being said, we'll see what they are able to go for here, because UCSD just banned out 2 carries in the Shadow Fiend and the Medusa. And one of the teams, and I can't remember if it was Toronto, I don't think it was, but was playing around with a support Bristleback earlier on this season.
That was us, yes.
That was, okay. So, UCSD having some read, it may just be a support Bristle. I don't know that that's particularly the way to go. I think right now you're looking at mid Shaker, 1 Bristle, and you can just pick up kind of a support who's also looking to roam around, hit stuns, and connect with these high damage heroes.
Radiant
But I've
team
got
victory.
some faith in UCSD's read right now that Toronto might just be looking for a carry to cap things off. And they'd have to pick a carry that deals with this like minus armor strat of the Bristleback. The support Bristle is all about getting goos onto people and running you down.
Well,
DP's a
they-
pretty good read there as well if that's what they're expecting.
I think
5 seconds.
EFT
remaining.
really wanted that Shadow Fiend with the minus armor with the passive, right? That's such a strong lane. But now that it's banned out, I do wonder how will they react.
I want to see I really would like to see Toronto just adapt to this by picking up a support. And that's what they're going to do. They go for the Oracle. All right. Not my first choice of support here. I think they're a little bit light on the control front, running with Phoenix Oracle. But it should just be a carry Bristleback, trying to take them through this one against the carry Luna like we expected.
Yes.
So it really is all-in carry against all-in carry, right? You've got Oracle Phoenix trying to just Sunray, False Promise up this Bristleback, and he can just stand in and get the quills going. And meanwhile, your Luna's going to be buffed up by the Tusk. He's got the cookie save, Pango sitting in front, and then you've got, you know, theoretically Exorcism just running throughout it all, taking this Morning Ritual facet, which the Morning Ritual is exactly why I said DP is, you know, a very good counter if they expect, you know, some other damage to come through, because being able to delay more damage here on your DP is really just enabling you to survive longer, make sure that your kit stays on.
And could you remind me, what does the Morning Ritual pasta do? Is that the one where you have heroes flying around?
Am I going to get it wrong? I was thinking this is the delay damage one. If you didn't take the delay damage one, I will be very surprised.
At the very least, all I can tell this early on is the team fights are going to be very interesting to watch.
Morning Ritual is... The game started and it took me off my separate window where I was
it is
looking.
the delay pasta.
Yes.
Prepare for
Yeah, the delay feels so nice. Like, it is kind of crazy that you look at a hero like DP, who's all about surviving that little bit of extra time. This time going to be out of the off lane. But all about surviving just another couple of seconds to get your spells off. Historically, DP's always gone like the early Yules so that you exo and you can Yules with the Spirit Siphons. And they've just added in a very substantial damage reduction. You just basically have Rum buff on forever. Teams right now, UCSD going uphill. They're going to find into Leechy King. Might be forced to skill up the dive as Phoenix is able to get out of there. And now a little bit of chaos as Luna trapped up on the high ground, trying to juke his way into the trees, buy some time to take down the axe, and will find the first blood with the beam. They will lose a pair.
30 seconds.
And it looks like maybe another one in the Pangolier as well, as OB trying to get himself out of there. Not going to make it. 3 heroes on the backside chasing as UCSD have lost 3. Gonna return kill the Oracle, and now it's Jenny Death in some trouble on the Bristleback. Used his entire mana pool on the Quills and will be able to escape off to the mid lane. A little bit of excitement early on here.
I previously of what's gonna have good hours game up, and I do like this deep vision they put in the jungle. That will allow early ganks and rotation from the mid Pangolier.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting spot to put the ward. They put it because they were fighting. Generally, we'd see this one a little bit further south, try and snipe out some of these early couriers as well, but where they've put it is kind of the double bluff ward, where if you're trying to de-ward for the courier snipe one, you might not find it.
The other option is the Panic Fest, which whenever I play support, I often do. My Panic Fest wards, and they end up in very spot. My team flames me, putting wards where they don't belong.
It is most certainly better to just place a ward while you're fighting than it is to not place a ward and lose kills because you don't have, you know, vision on the back. So I can appreciate that.
Looking at top lane, this NASCAR is getting pushed out pretty well.
Yeah, that's actually most of the regen as well, and the courier just coming out now, so it's a good call. Snap is going to be zoned very heavily from this one, trying to deward the full camp as well, as in traditional fashion, we missed the I can't call it the first blood. We saw the first blood. We missed the first laning stage kill of the game. It's down bottom. Tusk did get run down underneath his tower. I will bring up, as I wanted to turn my attention to the mid lane, but before we do, just because Tusk died, I really can't get behind sending Tusk to the offlane nowadays. Hero provides so much utility out of the position 5, and you can bully some of these offlane supports. I think the hero kind of is wasted as this offlane support. It's a lot harder to play aggro when you are with this DP offlane. Space really just going to be trying to survive here against Bristle. And the Tusk Luna lane is so strong. But I guess the read is that they want the melee hero with DP to try and just, you know, make sure Bristle can't run away with the lane. But anyway, did want to take a look at the mid lane because this is a very exciting one for me. It's a matchup I love to watch, is the Pango versus the Earthshaker. Earthshaker with the facet that just explodes the creeps everywhere and can actually get significant harassment out onto Pango. It kind of used to be Pango could run away with this lane before this facet existed, because even though it is melee versus melee, Shaker had a hard time getting enough damage on Pango before you're able to get the swashbuckle away the shield crash. But it's a much more dynamic lane nowadays.
How long was the last hit between Earthshaker and Bangalore? These are the tale of two cities. Got 13 last hits on Earthshaker and only 7 on Bangalore.
Yeah, no, exactly. This is, oh, TP gets canceled in the mid. This is maybe somewhat expected. Shaker, just with so much damage, you're able to deny off all the range creeps as well, and you can see OB trying to just stand his ground here, but not really able to against the Shaker. He's got the level disadvantage now with the extra denies coming through. So it's pretty hard for the Pango to stay in here, and you know, recently when we've seen this lane, it's actually the other facet on Pango where you get the extra shield crash bounce, which does give you some extra damage, some extra sustain in the mid lane, which you are missing now, having taken the Rolling Thunder facet.
What exactly does the other facet do?
It's the double jump on shield crash, so you get like the extra damage, the shield to come through. But I'm not a mid player. I keep meaning, because I see this hero all the time, to see what changed with the facet. I think it got nerfed somehow, and then it's just this new one that has become the way.
Ooh, bottom kill. We have a very kill.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be kills each way. Too focused on the mid lane for me is another set down bottom, and there you go. I complain about Tusk being down here. Is able to trade his life out for the Bristleback. Bristle does get the XP, but still going to be well worth it as Space. Full HP, near full mana, and collects a free wave for himself as well.
Looking at the almost 5-minute mark, we have Earthshaker double the last hits of Bangalore and 3 times the amount of denies. We'll see.
Yeah, but here we go. The shards gonna be off the mark. We did see Courier 6 after that death TP in, refill the bottom mid, and actually secure both water runes. So Big Fat B light on the regen and gonna be struggling a little bit as OB playing around with a dive underneath the tower. Not gonna be able to make it happen, but it is gonna kick Earthshaker all the way back to his fountain as he makes the long run home. And in the meantime, Space not really suffering on this Death Prophet down bottom.
Right.
So even though you do lose your Tusk earlier on, you trade him out for the Bristleback kill, and then he gets a lot done on the map in the mid lane as well.
This gives some breathing room to Bangalore to catch up, yeah.
Taking a look at top lane, it's the one lane we haven't looked too much at, as Snapfire playing with a little bit of danger there, but gonna make his way out.
Snapfire does have 14 or 13 Magic Wand charges, so hopefully that should help save her.
Yeah, Luna doesn't have any. Has more kills down in the bot lane. This time UCSD looking to go forward. There's a lot of quill stacks built up. Courier 6 could be in some trouble here. Snowball still on cooldown from that kill engagement. One more quill stack could find him. Instead, Jenny gonna be forced to pop it early. The snowball comes through. A couple of quills takes him down, but will in the end trade his life out again as Space gets the level 6 off of that, and that's pre-6 minutes. This is very early. It's actually on the same timing as these mid lane heroes, hitting his level 6 on the DP. Legion King dives forward, steals away the illusion rune. He's certainly going to pay with his life here. Oh, the swashbuckle missed! Oh no, not like this, OB. He's going to be kicking himself for that one. Not only does he miss the rune, but now Courier 6 is in a lot of trouble. Blocks himself up in the shards. Trying to wait for the Fisher to go down. Not going to make it out. That's a rough one if you're Pango. Gets his rune snatched. Should at least have a kill for his trouble, but not going to find it. Now Legion King could be in trouble again. The dive's still on cooldown, and alright, OB will accept it. This is fine. The house isn't burning too bad.
You still got the kill, even with a delay.
Yeah, exactly. All's well that ends well, I guess.
If anything, the kill is worth more now because the Phoenix was a
Oh,
bit
the
better.
Echo Slam on the mid.
Ooh.
OB. There's your damage.
Middle tower is under attack.
Level 6 playing out well.
Yeah, he thought he was safe. There wasn't a huge wave stacked up on him, but you can see it's more than enough damage. He would have actually had another, at least one right click to come through after the fissure as well, Big Fat B. Not even needing that, so. Just a bit of overconfidence there out of the mid on Pango. Taking a look back down bottom, Space with the level 7 has Exorcism available, and he's going to be itching to use this one.
Yeah.
See how aggressive he wants to be.
How push out the wave is. You just want to press R and push the tower out.
Yeah, it's definitely not the easiest as Bristle. Even this early on with the quills, it's super easy for him to try and just de-push the wave. But instead, he's going to be going through the gate top where Mr. Ink is getting currently run down straight towards him. And Jenny going to be very happy there. Easiest kill of his life.
Well, Lich King got it, but you know. Yes,
Space in with the Exorcism. He's going to pop it. Try and run forward towards Legion King now. Going to turn his attention over towards Axe. Just level 5, so no dunk available. But they will still lose one as Space doing what he can, trying to find at least the first return kill. Taking a lot of damage now. Spirit Siphon trying to heal himself up, but the quill stacks have already built on Space. Now with the return, Mr. Ink's back in, but Space, there's too many quills. He goes down. Jenny thinking about charging forward underneath the tower as well. They've exhausted the TPs. Tusk is going to try and make it, but the Supernova over top of Mr. Ink. Luna's in a lot of trouble here. Taking some extra damage. Leechy King, one more round of the jump. Going to be able to dive through the Luna, and Mr. Ink burning down. Even able to get Bristleback out of there as Tusk made the rotation, but not able to connect on the shards. And we are 9 minutes in. It is 14-7 for the University of Toronto, so non-stop action early on in this one. And maybe not done as Leechy King, no dive available. Courier 6 trying to just man mode, take him down. Instead, he's going to pay. That was bold. Courier 6 level 4 on the Tusk. Trying to go on the level 6 Phoenix with the team backing him up.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
With Echo Slam now open and off cooldown, I think we might see one more kill mid.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Definitely going to try for it. I think at this point, Pango should recognize OB can't be inside of the wave. Instead, just needs to push it out and try and stick away from the wave. But it looks like Shaker's out of Blink Dagger coming out on the Courier now.
Dire's
See it
top
flying his
tower
way
is
over.
under attack.
That's a very good timing.
Dire's top tower is
Yeah, Big Fat B will be happy about that one. So definitely going to be holding the Echo Slam and ready to make a play. 10-minute rune about to spawn as well. OB going to make his way down bottom. It's going to spawn up top. Shaker indeed. The Blink Dagger delivered. Regen rune available. He's going to pick it up. Immediately start making his way somewhere. Nope, he's going to head back towards the mid lane. Right now, all's quiet on the map. 3 of his teammates up top now thinking about taking the gate down bottom. Really nowhere for Shaker to go at the moment. They just don't have a read on the UCSD heroes.
Right.
But at this point, honestly, Luna would be a big kill. So would Space. This is a very over-leveled DP. Actually, your top net worth in the game. But level 9 does have the mechanism, so it makes it a little bit harder to take down this DP. This TP is coming through up in the top lane, Mr. Ing. A very light poke towards him as the Quills and Goo did start to build up. But they're going to counter it with the Rolling Thunder, looking for Toe, and Toe looks like Silent Stub going to be burned down. Maybe not. The Echo Slam on the back is huge. Triple kill for Big Fat B with the jump. Looking for one more in OB, and OB nowhere to run. No Swashbuckle available. He's certainly going to get chased down. In the end, it's going to be Bristle taking that one down.
That was a very good Blink Dagger, yeah.
It was all a bait as Toronto let Toe get run down, and they find a gorgeous Echo Slam on the backline. That's your Blink Dagger reveal on Shaker here 11 minutes into the game.
Is under attack.
I mean, that's got to be every Shaker player's dream right there, right?
Well, Iron Man will be better, but yes.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Very true. But you just get this Blink Dagger. It's your Echo Slam you've been holding off cooldown, the second one of the game, and I mean, the timing makes it feel great.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Especially coming out of the fog of war. Yeah, exactly.
And I talked about Space being ahead on this DP and just feeling very strong. The early mechanism would be, you know, hard to get through. All of a sudden, Space looks like he's behind, as he's 1,200 gold behind the Shaker. This was your top net worth hero about 45 seconds ago.
Dire's bottom tower is
One
under
team fight
attack.
can really swing net worth, especially the more you go into the game. So
Absolutely.
I think we see bigger and bigger network changes for these big 5-man team fights, or 10-man team fights rather.
Dire's bottom tower.
Yeah, it's a 8,000 gold lead as Toronto, in the last minute or so, have cleaned up all of the outer tier 1 towers on the map. Luna's map is really starting to get compressed as well, and it's a double damage rune on the Earthshaker. The Echo Slam coming up in another 30 seconds, so Big Fat B continuing to put the pressure on. But taking a peek over at the Luna farm, it's Mask of Madness and really nothing else, and Luna, it's going to be a long time before she's able to climb back into this one. Big Fat B has his team smoked up in the mid lane behind him, looking for the jump forward onto OB. Sasha with the blink on Axe as well, ready to go. Now the Mortimer's Kiss is rolling down, the snowball save as well. The Supernova dropped over the top. And OB gonna be in some trouble here, was trying to hit into the egg, not able to take it down. But it looks like UCSD able to escape with the rest of the team as Luna showed up to this one, but really nothing doing. And now the jump forward, Echo Slam on the back. That's with the double damage rune. Another pair of kills for Big Fat B. And Space, he's left all on his lonesome, trying to get things done with the Exorcism, has the Greaves, but it's really just him against the world. The buyback comes through from Courier 6. They're going to try and take down Big Fat B, and that's a godlike streak, actually, going to Space.
Gold Space. Yeah.
That is a fortune that he's forked over. This is 14 minutes. This is pre-15 minutes. He just gave 960 plus 590 gold. That is ridiculous. Up on the top side, OB in some trouble. Jenny has the Aghanim Scepter on the Bristleback. OB needs to get out of here. Another round of the Quills will be able to take the Pango in trouble. Jenny, he's gonna find one. There you go. Didn't respect the Quill stacks building up, and now the Sunray over the top to heal him up as well, and he's just gonna walk away happy. Talk about the Bristleback timings. It is absolutely now, and really it doesn't stop for the next 15 minutes either. The next couple of items will pour in, but starts with the Aghanim Scepter on Bristle. Very, very nice timing here at 14 minutes.
Radiant's bottom tower
You can see
is under
immediately
attack.
queues up the Bloodstone. Has plenty of heals behind him already as well. Jenny needs to feel no fear here in this game.
Another kill on mid lane.
Yeah, Courier 6 just stabbed under tower.
Strategy. Sorry for interrupting you. Looks like EFT wants to do the classic strategy of window lanes and just like choke out the enemy. Don't let them have a single moment of farming.
Dire's
Yeah.
top tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
Toronto are a very fast-paced team, but this is pushing it even for U of T, I think. Like, this is some real pace that they're showing.
Well, with the status of undefeated on the line, you would want to put everything down. Yeah, it's a badge of honor.
That's right. And look at this, UCSD, they're in such mode despair. They're right now 4-man farming this Ancient stack. So they realize it's going to be taken away from them if they don't deal with it early. And Luna, not the happiest to take multi-Ancient stacks, you know, before that next item comes through, or at least a couple of levels. Mr. Ink 0 and 5 on the Luna. It's another smoke for Toronto, by the way, as Sasha with the Blink Dagger hunting towards the mid lane. Now find the jump forward onto Pango, trying to drag him back a little bit. They will force out an Exorcism. And it looks like Toronto will be happy to just retreat back off this one and let that ult cooldown go to waste.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Exactly, because now they have every advantage for the next 2 minutes. They will dictate the rules of engagement.
Yeah, and you can, you know, immediately just look towards top. You've got your Bristleback already shoved all the way in here. Still building towards the Bloodstone. Once you see the Bloodstone come through, usually that's the Roche timing team's target with the Bristleback lineup. Heard an Echo Slam over in the mid lane. It's going to be Courier 6 going down again. Need to keep your head on a swivel in this one. It felt like there was just kind of nothing going on. Toronto was gaining some space through the jungle. All of a sudden, there's an Echo underneath the tier 2 tower.
Yeah, it's like you don't have a moment to catch your breath with commentary. I don't know how you're
Radiant's bottom tower
so fast.
is under attack.
Gotta have those solo cast lungs, you know. I will scream for 5 hours straight. Thank you very much.
You see, I live in the basement. I can't be too loud, you know. Loud will not.
Down bottom, Bristle is able to find onto Mr. Ink. Yet again, that is the 6th death for Luna. Meanwhile, the rest of his team still laying siege to the tier 2 in mid. They're going to drop the Mortimer's Kisses over the top. Looking for Sasha. The Axe not very tanky this early on into the game, but now the jump forward from Big Fat B, the call. Just going to find one in Courier 6. The silence from space, trying to get things done. No Exorcism to work with. The Rolling Thunder off to the side just to buy some space and time, but Toe, he's going to be the first one to go down the cookie to seal his fate. Bristle is in off to the side now, and Toronto could just have the turnaround in this one. Big Fat B takes down one off to the side. The Supernova gets dropped, as well as Space going to be in a load of trouble. Called and cleaved down. The dunk not going to be there, but doesn't matter as Toronto pick up 3, once again sacrificing their Oracle to take a commanding team fight win.
I think what they're probably going to push out all the tier 2s and just keep choking the Dire further and further.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. And if you remember, this fight started just with Toronto kind of feeling themselves. They had 3 heroes sieging the tier 2 mid, while Bristleback was just kind of playing all by himself down bottom, collecting the farm that was available. Bristle actually ended up getting a solo kill on the Luna, as hold that thought, Big Fat B going for a solo kill of his own, looking for OB. Swashbuckle not going to be available, and right now just getting hunted down. Sasha going to come in and say, no solo kill for you. Instead, I'll be taking that one. Thank you very much. Big Fat B didn't want to commit the Echo Slam there, so more than happy to have his axe rotate over. And Toronto are going to make their way up to the pit. Bristleback had headed home to refill up on mana. Makes for a great excuse to make the move up here before Roche moves to the bot side of the map. Might have lied a little bit. Bristle, no TP as he TP'd home, so it's going to take him a little bit longer to run up to the Roche pit. But will still be a freebie for Toronto.
I mean, look at it from the perspective of BB. You walk in, dinner serve, pick up the Aegis, and go fight. Very convenient.
That's right, and it's gonna stack up as well with the Bloodstone timing. He's very, very close in terms of gold, less than 1,000 away. So Jenny will be able to finish off the Bloodstone before they go forward. Has the Aegis in hand now. And really, Toronto are under no pressure to end this game quickly, though considering the pace they've played this game one, I mean, they have 30 kills here just before it's the 20-minute mark. Like, they're going to have 30 kills at the 20-minute mark. And they've got a 12k gold lead and the Aegis to go with it. I think they're not showing any signs of slowing down and, you know, choking the map. I think instead they're going to go for the jugular here, take down towers, and force UCSD to bring Luna the fights she's not prepared to go for.
Especially without the Nata style, Luna can't fight, although Luna's less than 100 gold away.
Jump forward, Axe with the call. They're looking for space. This is a tanky hero to try and go for first. He's going to pop the Exorcism and turn things around, but there's not another defensive item for space here. Still able to heal through nicely. And Jenny could be in some trouble here, healed up by the False Promise, but will end up falling to Mr. Ink. What are they able to do for round 2? Because the Bloodstone wasn't delivered. Sasha in with a couple of man call. And the Echo Slam over the top. Yeah, okay, they're going to be able to do more than enough to hold this Bristleback healthy. They'll lose Axe, but that's going to be all. Or is it? Lots of damage on Bristle. Where's it coming from? Big Fat B in some trouble, forced to jump away. Enchant Totem up in a couple of seconds to find another hop. Trying to make his way through the trees. The Blink Dagger as well gets him out through the mid lane. And I was not expecting that much damage to come through onto Bristle.
Let's have a look at the fight recap, see where all the damage comes from.
Yeah, I mean, that was just an absolutely massive team fight win for the University of Toronto. It's about a 3k gold swing. But it felt like with the Echo Slam, they were just going to be able to turn it around. Instead, Bristle just kind of melts to the Exorcism.
I think it's
Fair.
because the Echo Slam was a counter reaction instead of being an initiation, which is the reason why UFC wasn't able to utilize Echo Slam, like in the fight middle or in the fight in top lane. The earlier fight top lane.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to call it concerning just yet because Toronto obviously very much in the driver's seat now, but Luna was able to successfully get engaged in that fight with really no items to speak of and no levels and no anything. All of a sudden, level 14, working on a BKB, has the Manta style completed. But this is a Luna very behind in net worth, 6 deaths to her name as well. But it's still a hero that if Luna's able to recover, you have very real chances in kind of any game that you play. Space going forward, Shiva's Guard completed now. Sasha in some trouble with the False Promise, able to save him. OB trying for the jump away, and we'll just find the swashbuckle back. But Jenny in underneath the tower, and this is where Bristleback likes to be. Calm and comfortable, just diving, Snapfire. Lots of minus armor on him, trying to TP, and will just manage it. So far, just the 1 kill, but it looks like Big Fat B will find the second one. Leegi King gonna end up being the recipient of that kill. It is another pair for Toronto.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ooh, as soon as they respawn, Toronto just said, you know, we lost that one team fight. We're gonna go back. We don't need the Aegis. We're gonna go ahead. We've got Bloodstone. We're gonna go for it. And now the jump forward on the backside. Big Fat B, another Echo Slam, finds the Snapfire, hits the kill. Space dies as well. Much more how they scripted it out, University of Toronto. So, despite the little awkward start up in the top lane,
Are fortified.
they're gonna get to work on the high ground. Tier 3, ready to fall. And it feels like this is just how it was supposed to be, right? I mean, Luna can't
Yeah.
CP and defend this. There's no way she's ready to be involved here. Pre-BKB.
Radiant are scared. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
So the Raxes will go down. 13 seconds until the Death Prophet does respawn. And in the meantime, Toronto going to get to work on the mid-tier 3 tower as well. UCSD. See if they're able to put together a response, as Luna has made the TP back to the fountain. Thinking about the Rolling Thunder. Just going to pump it for now. Courier 6. In with the Walrus Punch, and now Jenny's stuck inside of the shards, but going to be bounced out by the Rolling Thunder. Space in the front line with the Exorcism. Trying to just charge heroes down, and we'll find them for now. Space trying to heal through it, not going to happen. Ran out of those charges. And now it's Big Fat B with the BKB, man-moding against the Luna. Right now, just going to force him back to the base. Bristleback pretty low. Bloodstone on cooldown as well. Trying to survive through, and looks like he might just have enough. Lifesteal coming through despite Bloodstone still being on cooldown, and on the sidelines, Luna gonna get called and taken down. Jenny still alive through it all. It's just the supports trying to finish off this Bristleback, and they're not gonna find him. Big Fat B ready for the celebratory dunk over the top onto Tusk. Not even gonna go for it. As Sash instead gonna hit the call. They find the kill. It's a team wipe on UCSD. Cliff only gonna hold heroes back for so long. But all your base are belong to Toronto at this point.
With even when the Dire comes back alive, all the ultimates will still be on cooldown, so I don't think they can fight. I think they might have to wait, give Megas.
Dire's middle barracks.
Yeah, there's still a tier 2 up at the top side, so Toronto are not going to be able to just cleave through everything for the time being, but I think your point still stands. There's going to be no delay. Toronto ready to just roll down this top side, take the tier 2, take the tier 3, take the base, and cap things off. In the meantime, Luna still working towards the BKB. Should be available before they do take the next fight, or at least Mr. Ink is going to try his absolute hardest to get this BKB before University of Toronto are able to bull rush into the base, and he's got to work for it.
I don't think Luna's gonna make it. It's too tight of a timing. Because of 500 gold and finesse, might be a bit too tight. With just on the 8.
Yeah, Toronto looks like they're not just going to book it in, so
In that
Luna's
case, I
safe
might
for
stand
now.
corrected. Yeah. In that case, Luna might have BKB for next fight.
Yeah, Toronto looks like they might be thinking about waiting for the next Aegis. They are also separated from Big Fat B, who's just going hunting for kills. Double damage rune for himself, and yeah, he wants the kill on Depengo. He's gonna have it as well. Why not? Courier 6 gonna be the second one. Tried to bail his buddy out.
Pretty massive kills, even though they wasted echoes, because now they don't have a Pangolier to initiate the fights. Only Space on DP can initiate fights now.
Yep, and you can see, even though they're on the opposite side of the map, Phoenix and Earthshaker, University of Toronto, the call is, hey Bristle, get in there. Push out that top wave, get it in the base.
Just what Bristle loves to do.
Yeah, Jenny is gonna be more than happy to oblige Bristle with the Sanjin Yasha. Bloodstone completed. You can see the Wind Waker is the next up item on the build, and can't complain about a single thing this game on Bristle. 12, 3, and 17 for Jenny. 17 and 1 for Big Fat B. These two heroes combining for, what's that, 29 of the 42 kills Toronto are able to put into the pile.
Very hard game for Luna. 0-7. Even a harder game for top. 0-16.
Yeah, and you can tell it's a struggle for the Luna because she is still behind the Death Prophet right now in terms of farm. And Space, all of his gold at this point is just coming from finding kills in these engagements from behind. You can see 10, 5, and 2 on the DP. So able to stay involved, and we've seen Space just run in with the Shiva's Guard time and again in these fights, and every kill just gives him so much bounty. Meanwhile, Luna's just been relegated off to the side, not a kill to her name.
Now the
But
question
BKB is available.
Will UCSD go for the Luna again for game 2, or will they give up and try another hero, judging by how disappointing the performance was so far? Assuming
You
that USD victory, of course.
You know, before this season, I would have pegged UCSD as the team that, if something went wrong like this, they would shy away from every hero they picked and they wouldn't pick a duplicate. It's in the mid lane, OB, able to roll himself away, or is he? Trying to get out with the cookie. But in the past, I would have said UCSD, if they struggled this hard on heroes, they would have just ditched all of them and gone for a new strategy. But this season, this UCSD team has looked a lot more put together to me. It feels like they have played a lot more Dota together and are quite a bit more cohesive. And because of that, I think that they might just be able to stick to their strategy and say, hey, we like this Luna first. We've had success with it in the past, and we know we can again. And really just take the takeaway that they didn't respond to a lot of these early rotations from Toronto in the cleanest way. Toronto brought a lot of heroes kind of everywhere around the map pre-15 minutes. And UCSD struggled to respond. Luna wasn't able to get involved early, and the game just falls apart from there. So I think there are takeaways to be had. It wasn't just a draft loss from UCSD. And this team's definitely put together a lot more where they're going to be able to recognize that. That being said, Toronto, and you can, maybe prove me wrong, but Toronto are 100% not going to ban the Luna, and they are going to dare UCSD to just take it.
Knowing my players, they might pick Luna just for fun.
That's also fair. As long as we don't see any, Furion 6 Rapiers.
Don't worry, I told Jenny up about that. I said we lost the patronage of Cool Hands, we can't do that anymore.
I saw
None of
that
these
coming
bombs-
literally from the draft. It was like 2 picks into the draft, and I was like, oh no.
Actually, I watched the VOD. You were like, no, they can't possibly do this. It's so stupid.
I forget what the order was of the picks, but it was like as soon as you see like Zeus plus Spectre or something like that, like yep, that's what they're doing. this is where we're going.
You gave UFT like every last chance, but the second you saw Bloodseeker, you're like, yep, I knew it.
Go on to the Shaker here. They might just find the kill. Thosh in with the huge call, but the Shaker will fall. Thosh falling low as well as they have enough damage on UCSD to take him down. Still, Luna gonna fall as well. Space. Exorcism TP, not the combo you really want to go for. Gonna be Eul's up in the air as well as the Siphon charges, but not enough heroes around to sustain the healing space. Trying to do his best and doing quite a bit of damage, but in the end, not enough to take down Jenny.
This Oracle is doing so much, both by his actions and by his deaths this game.
Oh yeah, UCSD, Toronto, a little bit discoordinated the last couple of minutes where you see Big Fat B just very much playing by himself, and this time finds the entire team of UCSD instead of these individual heroes he's trying to pick off.
It's very much like one of those tough games where you win early, start getting cocky, and everyone just starts farming instead of pushing. I think it's one of those syndromes that even as a 5-stack can't really take off.
Oh, 100%. This is something that I haven't seen nearly as much of from teams this season, but in the past, Toronto was a pretty big offender of the get ahead, and then every hero wants to be 1k GPM and, you know, have all the stats, have all the kills, and it does drag out games sometimes, makes them a little bit spooky. Georgia Tech was another team that did the exact same thing, that it was like the second they got too big of a lead, any games they had like whatever 8k lead and they're close enough where one bad fight can throw things, was very cohesive and coordinated. And then it was like, oh, you get to a 15k lead and you just get solo pick off for the next 6 minutes in a row.
I mean, it's also well shared with someone, both in real life and in Dota, you know, what can you do?
Oh
Human
yeah.
nature.
No, absolutely. This game right now, well, it does feel out of reach. I wouldn't count out the Luna just yet, because the one thing that this little bit of, you know, miscoordination is allowing is Mr. Ink's going to hit level 20 on the Luna very shortly. And it's going to come synced up with the Conda timing as well. So you'll see the extra glaives coming out on the Lucent Beam. And this is particularly potent against heroes like the Oracle in the backlines, because you'll have so many more glaives just bouncing around these team fights that it can be awkward for the supports on the backline, just kind of taking these random 150 to 200 damage like bounces from the glaives, just finding their way to the back of the team fight.
Especially when you don't have any armor, or only 9 armor, that's only what 30% of you're gonna take every single damage from the glaive.
Yeah, Oracle is actually maybe surprisingly rich, nearly 10k. It has a Holy Locket on top of the Glimmer Cape and the Force Staff, so maybe wealthy enough to sustain. Right now, Luna's still looking for that 20, but the Conda is completed. Gonna try and whittle away the Rolling Thunder on the backlines as well. Tusk, they look for the Oracle. Oracle stepped way up, and he's gonna be taken down with the Echo Slam call on the backlines. It's gonna be enough to hold down a couple of heroes, including the Luna. Space trying his best with the Exorcism. Cookie gets him back to safety. The Siphon's not gonna heal him enough, or are they? UCSD holding their line? No, not gonna be enough. And now OB all by himself on the front line, swashbuckled into this one, and OB in a world of hurt. Gonna be jumped down. Big Fat B takes him with the celebratory Echo Slam. GG's gonna be called. 34 minutes. Took 52 kills for Toronto to take it, but at the end of the day, it was never in doubt. As there's your game 1.
It was very nice casting in your cool hands. I wish you the best of luck, and
Awesome. Thanks for hopping on, Bush. Always glad to have you on, and glad to have people on that are from the schools playing. Gives a ton of context. So thanks for joining on for the cast here, game 1. Awesome. See ya. For a second, I thought that he was already signed off when I was like saying that, and that would have been slightly awkward. But I think we kind of summed it up more than enough in the end of that game 1. Really just felt dominant from the University of Toronto, and more so than normal in my opinion. Like, I have been seeing good things out of Toronto, don't get me wrong, and there's a reason that they're undefeated. But UCSD, it just felt like they were missing that spark in the first 15 or so minutes, and they weren't able to claw things back from there. So just kind of a strange, slow, sluggish start for UCSD. And like I alluded to in the game, I think this UCSD team is put together in a way where they're not going to take so much negative coming out of this one. But at the same time, they need to be careful not to let it get to their heads this game one, because UCSD, there's a reason they're undefeated too, and they've yet to show it today, but see if they're going to be able to show it a little bit later on as we do get into game number 2. But before that, gonna throw it to a quick break. Got, I think, a couple of highlights queued up from this game as we'll look to put those together, and we'll see you back here for the draft of game number 2 in just a couple of minutes. Stick around, we'll be back soon.
I've already run with the wolves, far from the light of the day. I can't go back to you, I'm stronger today. Been to the dark side, I don't know. So if you wanna shoot far away, I won't go back to you. I'm stronger, I'm stronger, I'm stronger today. I'm stronger today. There you were on the other side of the room. Place was filled, but all I could see was you. You're magnetic, captivating, and you know it's true. Sent a smile and you started to make your way through. The crowd, it grew so loud. You and I didn't even care. I never wanna get used to the sound you whispering in my ear.
whenever you need my love, need my.
All right, we're not quite into the game yet. Still waiting for the lobbies to come together. But I figured I would come back just a couple of minutes early, or maybe a couple of minutes late, depending on how you categorize that. But just to laugh a little bit, that we are truly back to our Nace roots here in the Playfly season, because if you are looking at the tournament page for results, which I don't know that a single one of you would do. I don't know that anyone looks here for the results, but University of Toronto, UCSD, is currently marked as a forfeit. University of Michigan versus Seneca, currently marked as a forfeit, and the other two games have been rescheduled. Now, this is not the case for any of those games, but I did think that it's just a little bit funny that we are 100% back to where we have come from. So that's all from me. We are going to be joined by Tool here to cast game 2. We did have a nice cast come in from Bush. Wow, I was like gonna make sure I didn't get his name wrong, and we are totally fine. But we are going to be joined by Tool, also from University of Toronto, also not playing today, but U of T showing up to give us some analysis here in game 2. So without further ado, I'm pretty sure you are not on the stream right now because I don't have your audio set up. It's funny. Oh, here we go. Now we're there.
Yeah,
All
can
right.
you hear me?
Hello. Yes, we can.
Yeah,
Cool.
I was just connecting everything.
Awesome. Thanks for hopping on. You are in my channel here in game, so make sure you have this mute co-broadcasters setting toggled.
Okay.
But other than that,
yeah.
good.
Hold on. Let me have a look. That is under options.
it's under
social.
audio. Yeah. So I'm gonna swap it over to the game here as we are officially underway with the draft. But yeah, I try and keep my audio live in game. I forgot for game 1, so shame on me. But I try and keep it live in game so that if you for some reason wanted to go back and watch on the ticket, you can hear my beautiful voice and watch my beautiful camera
Yeah, maybe I should
for
do that.
select
too.
games. Yeah, so you have to turn on
Open
open
mic.
mic. Yeah, it's open mic team chat. It's the one that you want.
Yep. I think it should be working now.
Awesome. I obviously can't hear you in game because I have co-broadcasters muted in game. Look at that.
That's cool. Yeah, but I like the system. You know, you have it set up. So, interesting.
Yeah, it's something that I forget to do because I don't have like a dedicated like streaming account, or I don't have a dedicated casting account. That's
Right.
something I kind of wish I had. Separate account to cast, and I could just have it always like set up perfectly. But it's one of the things that I am lazy and will never end up doing.
Just procrastinate. Ugh.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I've had the Liquipedia page pulled for this league for like weeks at this point, and I finally found out. So okay, I like shame on me because I said I'd be updating this throughout, and I set it all up so I could just put in results, and I have
Mhm.
not updated it because for like a little bit of context just for people, Liquipedia only covers tournaments that meet certain notability criteria, which this event
Right.
is close to doing, does not do. Main requirement is you need to have a $500 plus prize pool,
Prize.
and then you need to have a lot of like public rule book. You need to have players like listed and sent to them. And the other thing that we don't do is we don't collect player nationalities. So that would be an interesting one if we had all of the other requirements and not player nationalities. But I digress. So this does not qualify to be covered on Wikipedia because there's no prize pool. But nothing stops you from like making a page yourself and updating it yourself, and it's just like not published, but you could still share a link to it. Which
Okay,
is what I
that's cool.
did, but it doesn't. You can't have it like set up an automatic win-loss table because
Mhm.
the Liquipedia thing that does the win-loss tracking if you enter games is like
needs
a
to have,
query
like,
that
the
needs
game.
to have the
Yeah.
games be public on Liquipedia, which because it's in your user space, it's not public on Liquipedia, so it breaks the query and it breaks everything. So you have to do it manually. I did finally
A lot of
last
work.
week find the example of how to do it manually because I was struggling preseason. I found it. I just now need to carve out time to do it. But it will be updated at some point this season. It's one
I
of
feel
my.
like we should have somebody for that, you know? Somebody just updating information.
Well, so Liquipedia,
Besides
the team will do it for you if you're a notable tournament.
Yeah.
So it would not be like me updating. But we're not notable. But it's one of the things I want to be able to like bring, because as much as Liquipedia shouldn't be like used to advertise your thing, it 100% is used to advertise your thing.
Exactly.
So, Playfly, give us a $500 prize pool and have someone do this job for me. Like, come on.
Two
put it
birds with
together.
one, right? Yeah.
Anyway, into
Yeah.
draft. Something we were talking about game one, and I was talking about with Bush, is he was asking if UCSD would go back to the Luna, considering they did just kind of get abused on it, game one, and I was kind of saying like, yeah, they might just go back to it because they're a much more mature team than they have been in the past. And now University of Toronto banned it out in the first phase. They didn't want UCSD picking it first at all. So, just an interesting little like role reversal there.
Yeah, even the Beastmaster ban. Pretty common right now. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
I think U of T banned the Beastmaster here in this upcoming ban slot, their last one in the second phase, game one. Moved it up to the first phase slot here.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys spoke about it, but do these teams know each other's picks, like the heroes that they play?
Bush seemed like he thought that they were. UCSD knew what they were banning against
Okay.
Toronto.
Like,
They
research on the enemy teams, basically.
Yeah, they don't play the most frequently. I mean, historically, when we've had more teams, they're in separate conferences, and that really does limit like the East versus West matchups.
Yeah.
And I guess also game one was on US East server, and game two is on US West, with how coin flips went. So that's one of the things, like having a combined division is, you know, what we go back to.
Yeah.
But so these teams don't have like the most experience playing against each other. There should be some. I'm nearly certain they've played before. But at this point, you have I'm gonna call it 2 or 3 seasons of pretty similar lineups across both of these teams. So you can go back and pull the data from, you know, ticketed matches on Dota. So it's
Yeah, I think
doable,
I've
at
watched them for like 2 seasons. And yeah, I don't think I've ever seen these two teams face off against each other.
Yeah, there was definitely like we used to not have East versus West play in playoffs at all either. It was just like separate entire divisions is the way Playfly, and I guess I should say the way Nace handled it, even though they're kind of the same, they're not. I've got to be really careful. We change names in this this event basically every year. I mean, it was CSL a handful of years ago, then Nace, and now Playfly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the name changed like in the last, I would say, yeah, the last year. That's possible. Yeah.
It just changed this season, so this is the first Playfly season.
Oh,
it used to be-
you're right.
It used to be like Nace X Playfly, and they were.
Oh yeah, that's
partnership.
right. That's right. Yeah, I joined that when it was called NACE. Correct.
Yes. Yeah, so that was North American Collegiate Esports. They still run their own events,
Okay.
but they've now separated from Playfly, who are running their own stuff. And Playfly is essentially the same org that we were playing under when it was under Nace before. Nace kind of went and made their own, like, separate entity now. So even though they retained the name, they didn't retain, like, anything else. Not the staff, not anything else associated.
Yeah.
They don't have Dota over at Nace, if you're wondering. So, not getting our teams poached there.
But yeah, some pretty good picks. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
Toronto ended up with the
Shadowfiend,
SF
yeah.
they were looking for in game one.
Yeah. Oh, so it's gonna be a core word spread. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I've seen more of this
That's what
hero
it
out
looks
of the
like,
mid
yeah.
lane as well. It's kind of made its resurgence as this, you know, blade mail and just kind of exist with magnetize and 2600 HP. And that's after the bracer nerf, where you're not just
Yeah.
able to stack up 3 bracers on your mid earth spirit and be happy.
Yeah.
But it does
It's
feel like
still a
you just
good
do so
hero.
much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of synergy with like laning ganks, you know, with the Shadow Fiend's slow plus Jakiro plus just a roll in and that's it. you're dead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you as Earth Spirit just love to gank a Shadow Fiend lane because even in lane,
Exactly.
you hit a couple of
So
raises
much
and
damage, yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of like what Earth Spirit has troubles with initially. He needs like a bit more help when he's getting a kill, and I guess Shadow Fiend's gonna provide that for him. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of good mid Earth Spirits actually on the pro scene too, right? I think Lornoff
yep.
had a really good game earlier today. Yeah,
They make it look amazing. Like they make the Earth Spirit just look like the best hero, and this is the case going back to like 2014. Like anytime you see a pro on Earth Spirit, it's like this hero is like 8 heroes worth.
Exactly, yeah, and I think there was this one, I think it was a game today. He had like the Magnetize going for like, I'd say a solid 60 to 70 seconds. I'd say even longer. You know, it was insane. It was just so fucking. I mean, I don't know if I can swear, but yeah.
Now you're fine. You see like the Magnetize is like perfect chain where you drop a boulder like as it's expiring, gets so much duration. It's like this Magnetize just randomly does 10,000 damage. Meanwhile, it's like, I know if I was to try and do that, I'd miss the first boulder and my Magnetize would last 8 seconds. Do like 500 damage and just be sad.
Yeah, I think there's also the interaction with the Ags and an Axe Call, right? So you can save the Shadow Fiend from an Axe Call with the Ag.
That's a good point, later on, and it kind of doubles against the Phoenix Egg as well. You can boulder your teammate and kick him out of any egg radius.
It is one of the most like underrated Ags for sure. You know, it's crazy effective.
Yeah, and we are gonna see another classic mid matchup. Last game I was talking about was very fun to watch the Shaker versus Pango. I think it's a very dynamic lane nowadays.
Yeah, there's a lot of action in that lane.
Yeah, and now it's gonna be Void Spirit versus Earth Spirit. So a little spirit battle coming through, and this has been a very popular mid matchup as well. Just because Void's able to get a lot done, but Earth Spirit, once you get a couple levels, you kick through the wave, and you're able to just pick the farm back up then.
Yeah, I don't know if these teams run it, but I did see a few like carry Void Spirits. I don't know if you've seen that. They go like Battle Fury, Manta, Daedalus.
Okay, I've not seen the Battle
but
Fury
I don't think
one.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's surprisingly effective in some games, but I don't know about this game.
I've seen it like tossed around, but not like in all seriousness. I guess I'm expecting it to be mid. And we'll see the last pick carry coming through.
Yeah, that'll just confirm it for.
10 seconds.
They could even flex the Earth Spirit as an offlaner, but I don't know how good that is going to be. Let's have a look.
With last pick, I mean, we'll see. UCSD looking for this last carry, and Toronto late on time.
Okay, so Toronto. SCM said this is the mid, so they banned out a carry.
The Faceless Void ban is interesting to me. I mean, Faceless is kind of always a hero, but at the same time, it feels to me like Toronto are just feeling very confident, like they've covered all their bases. Because the Faceless ban just feels to me like the claim is, you need to hit all of your teamfight ults and like hit everything onto us in order to kill. Like you need Chrono in order to kill us.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's really the case.
Yeah, and they do have like Undying Shard, which is also kind of like a save, so they have to keep that in mind,
So
Undying
UCSD
Shard
here.
and the ES Ags. There's a lot of save actually, if you're looking at late game.
Yeah, no, it's great, and they've set themselves up well with the Undying SF lane, like very strong into Axe. And it's gonna be the Drow.
Okay, so it is a mid. Yeah, that's right. They played it safe, nothing funny today. Void Spirit carry.
Exactly. And Drow's actually got a decent time of it here, I think. It's really just Earth Spirit to get on the back, but it's not like you're going to be collecting the Tombstone zombies. You are actually able to take this down anytime you see it in the team fight.
That's right. And I think it's going to be a Jakiro Shadow Fiend lane, right? You were saying Undying?
I think it should be Undying 5.
Yeah. That lane would be just obnoxious, like Jakiro Shadow Fiend. Like the slow would be crazy. And they do go for like the off lane at the end.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good solid pick.
Yeah, Toe Undying. That should be the 5. Yes.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I want to see like not only Undying against the Axe, and it's Axe Phoenix or Axe Clockwork. Like you just get this double strength.
Yeah, double strength
matchup. But
it doesn't even matter. Like
Jakiro,
both those heroes are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Centaur Jakiro as well against Drow. Like, Drow's a pretty low HP hero. You're not so happy to hit into Centaur. Specifically as Drow, because the return can build up.
That's
We'll
right.
see what Sasha does as well. If you go, like, extra points return in this matchup, or is it Retaliate now? I think it's Retaliate.
Yeah.
But regardless, if you go, extra points Retaliate, Drow sits on, like, 660 HP or something like that. So it can be very awkward if every time you hit, you take, 20, 25 damage.
Lanes look pretty good for Toronto right now. I'd say.
Agreed.
Yeah. Probably just a mid that's probably uneven. Or at least, like, it's going to be active. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, this mid is probably even, just because Void won't be killing Earth Spirit early. You have the HP to sustain. And ES hits
Yeah.
level 4 or 5, and all of a sudden you can nuke down the range creep. You're kind of
That's
no
right.
threat, and then it's just who makes the better rotation. So as long as there's no, like, weird play early on,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we should end up even enough.
Yeah.
Prepare
Yeah.
for battle.
But it's especially important, too, because we're talking about these Toronto lanes seeming very strong. And game 1, the formula was come out ahead in lanes and then win the game by minute 13 is really how it felt. So, they are in the position right now to replicate that success from game number 1.
Yeah, I think both teams can just, like, snowball pretty well. So they do get a lead.
Yeah, agreed. And similarly to game 1, is like UCSD are not going to have the easiest time forcing rotations if they are so early, if they are like 10, 11, 12 minute mark, because you're kind of waiting for your Axe Blink Dagger. Drow's not really able to get involved super early. Going to be all in the back of like Void Spirit
30
just
seconds to battle.
making any move from the mid lane if they do start to fall behind. So
Mhm.
it's going to be a lot of pressure on UCSD to come out, maybe not ahead in these lanes, but at least, approaching even so they don't get run over like game 1.
Yeah. And he's probably going to be looking to gank the SF, one of the easier kills. But at the same time, you could just have a counter TP. So you got to be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah, exactly. And anytime you do head bottom, it's into Undying, who's going to be looking for decays, and can be awkward. A couple of blood grenades thrown
Yeah,
down
already
bottom space,
started, yeah.
3 raises on him, on top of the decay, and
This is something
Yeah,
that
Axe-
only Undying can do. Yeah.
Axe 200 HP, they're going to throw a
Yeah,
kick
he's dead,
onto
he's
him
dead,
as
I think
well.
he's dead.
Jenny? Hey,
Oh.
hello?
I think he should have landed
It's
one
fine.
more raise. Yeah. Oh, he's turning around for it.
He's
Okay.
turning. Alright, so both of these heroes are showing up to lane on 150 HP.
Yeah, this lane
SF
is gonna
took a
be fun
lot
to
of
watch.
damage for this one.
Yeah. They both took a lot of damage. It's like a awkward trade.
Yeah, SF ended up just like eating a bunch of Phoenix right clicks on the back once Courier
Oh
6
no, he
knew
got the
was safe.
deny on him.
Yep, you're gonna eat the full battle hunger. It's very
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Worst case. Oh, they got the deny on the range too.
But alright, so the peek into the mid
Yeah.
lane as wave 1 has gone even. Both heroes gonna collect their level 2, and OB not
Small
really
lead for
pushing
a
too
small
much advantage.
lead for Void right now, but that's just gonna change in a second.
Yeah, I think if anything, your level 2, right when you hit it is when OB would have the biggest advantage.
Oh
in
my
this
god, is he
lane.
gonna die? Oh, he's survived. Shadow Fiend was about to, so close.
Yeah,
I
just
think he
the Fire
drops like
Spirit
20
burn.
HP. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's getting some regen right now. Got
It's
his
spooky
set
when
of angles.
every hero down bottom just starts on 200 HP, like one
Yeah, I
step
know. Yeah, this is like do it on like
up
a
on the
different,
top side.
different- Yeah.
Clockwork able to
Slowest
run him
with-
down.
Yeah, that's what I was concerned about with the boots on Clockwork, right? He's really fast, so he can always like slow down a hero, and then like Drow just finishes him off.
Yeah, it was right on top of the level 2 from
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Ink, so had the multi-shot. Frost Arrow slow on top of the Clockwork Boots battery, so... But there's not any more regen here for UCSD on the top side. They actually have not a single tango across either hero, so
Yeah.
Clockwork not going to be able to get involved on 300 HP until his courier comes back out. So not a lot of pressure here. And in mid,
Yeah, he's got a
in some
South
trouble.
coming up. Yep.
roll forward.
It's just a classic mid laner thing, they're always on low HP.
Oh yeah.
Just pressuring before the bottles come out.
OB got like away from the creep wave a little bit. If the creeps, the double range creep that you can see in the mid here, if they were hitting into him, could have been
Would have died.
a little bit more interesting. Yeah. That was what I like moved the camera here and just immediately was like, wait a second, these creeps could be a big problem.
That's right.
No, it's all fine. So we are at the opposite pace of game 1, where it's 3 minutes and we do not have 8 kills.
Yeah, that's
Instead,
right. Yeah.
Only 1, despite the bot lane starting in
Yeah.
complete chaos. No one dies down here.
Yeah.
And it is Lotus picked up for Shadow Fiend in his back pocket.
Mhm.
Jenny.
Yeah, I
hitting
feel like he
very
needs it.
hard.
He's tanking a lot of spirits.
Yeah,
Low
always.
on mid.
Don't scare me. I'm gonna miss all of the kills.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening actually. It's,
These two teams, I mean, both teams, Toronto and UCSD, love to play very fast-paced game, which is why game 1 it was so surprising that UCSD did just get run over the way they did, because usually they're the team that puts others in that position. They're forced to make concessions to activate early.
this is the most fun Dota to watch. No, nobody likes a farm game.
You don't want to bring back the old China
Oh.
Dota from like 2016. You get 40 minutes and it's like 7-4.
I mean, I like watching those games after that point. You know, when it gets to like 30 minutes in, I think Jakira's gonna die.
Yeah, Leechy
They're
King's
kinda
getting
leaving the
run
lane
down.
just
The
for this.
cogs
Yeah.
are a little bit awkward here.
Yeah. Okay, he probably might live actually. He's got a lot of stats. Have you seen that? He's got almost 900 HP because of the double
Yeah.
circle.
Yeah, and he dragged
Taking a tower.
Drow out of lane here, and Clockwork all
Yeah.
the way to the mid lane. Blood Grenade comes through, and he's going to be the one that ends up going down. Lotus.
Pops
hang on.
Lotus.
Cogs. Wait, he's not dead yet.
Oh.
We got both of them wrong.
Yeah.
The roll forward, gonna be off the mark.
dead, he's
Looking
dead.
for the kick. Has him.
Radiant's middle tower.
So eventually the kill comes through.
Yeah. One of the weirdest ways to like get a kill. You know, just bringing a kill to your mid.
Yeah, it's the delivery service.
Yeah.
Each team thought they were bringing the kill to the mid. It ends up
Yeah.
being
Amazon's
Toronto
really good
owns
right
it.
now, right? Yeah. Damn.
By the way, taking a peek at the CS, Sasha has 15 denies.
Yeah, this guy's a
What?
really good offlaner.
Where has this come from? That is so many. He has nearly
I
as
think-
many denies as Drow has last hits.
Last hits, yeah.
Clockwork's on the other team. He's not denying the cogs. This is not inflated numbers at
Exactly.
all.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And he's also like he's right up there with like Earth Spirit on the net worth as well, you know? A good 500 gold more than Drow. I think
Drow
Drow
is
might
gonna
be
be
dead
dead here
here,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah, the dual breath into the centaur stomp,
That's it,
and
yeah.
one more right click to come through.
Yeah, this goes back to what you were talking about, low HP Drow.
Yeah, I mean it's just easy for so. I mean when Centaur's levels ahead like this, when you have 16 denies on your off lane, how
Yeah,
can
you know
you really
something's going
expect
on.
to play?
Yeah.
In the mid lane, Courier 6 makes the rotation. Haste Rune gonna spawn top. OB has the Astral Step, so he's gonna be able to secure it. As Leechy King a little bit late to that top rune.
Yeah, he's gonna probably start looking to make moves now. A good rune to gank with. He's got both his steps. It looks good. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna go top. So it's probably bottom that he's gonna look towards.
Yeah, I will say it's a bit awkward on the Void Spirit at this point because ES can push the waves so hard with
Yeah.
the boulder. It's
This is
kind of
a-
hard to
this is-
find the space to make the move, and he's gonna do it under vision. But let's pop the haste
Yeah.
Rune and head towards the bottom.
Yeah, that's a Drow gank bottom.
Yeah,
So
SF.
funny, yeah.
Trapped inside of the cogs now. Drought is
Yeah.
level 4. We'll find the kill, but goes down to the tombstone. Space underneath
Yeah,
the
this-
tower as well, starting to take the damage, but OB in with the rotation. Looking for the
Oh
connection
my
onto
God.
Undying. The Magnetize
He
dropped
got
over the top. Big Fat
magnetized.
B has it onto
Oh my-
space. And OB, one more jump, but he's going to be out of cooldowns after this one. And
Yeah.
Big Fat B has mana, has HP, has
it a
resources to connect the Magnetize forward onto
we
him.
go.
Does have a third.
7 minutes
He's going to
in,
be
so
out of
go.
mana, not able to take down the Clockwork despite the wave pushing in.
Yeah, this is like a siege wave top desperation move from like Drow. This
Yeah,
is
Drow
tough.
just because Sent hits level 6, Drow feels like she's unable to play up here.
Top tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
But
It's a right
you-
move, but then she tanked a lot of damage from Undying, and she just paid the price.
Yeah, she
and
just
the lead
basically
is
ate
gonna
the
build
holes
up.
of Tombstone.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 4K lead at 7 minutes in. So once this tower falls,
Yeah,
looking good for
Sasha's
them
gonna
again.
have it for free, and Sasha's gonna be able to move down bottom as well. I mean, he's gonna be able to hold the tier 1 down here.
Dire's top tower
I think there's no reason that Toronto needs to give this one up in return. So the dive
His
is
lead
on, not
is-
able to get the Ks if the call comes through. So Space,
Radiant's bottom tower
quick return,
Centaur's
might just enable the tower.
last hits, holy, so high.
So I said they didn't
53-19.
need to. I said they didn't need to give away the tower, but losing the Undying. Well, they're thinking about defending it now, TPing in as Centaur makes his way to the gate.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, I mean he's alive. He just instantly spawned, right? So they can just bring Centaur in if they want to. He's coming through the gate right now. They're not gonna give up this tower, but it's gonna give Drow some space up top. Fine, catch up, get her level
Finally,
6.
much needed space. Okay, here you go. Sasha's here. SF here as well, so a bit awkward for
Yeah.
Jenny. Gonna slow him down a little bit, but
Mhm.
I don't think you can complain too much if you are SF, as he's gonna make his way through the gate top.
Right. I don't see what they can do to like. They need to have like I think 2 or 3 good fights.
In the mid lane, OB. What's going on by the Magnetize, but Big Fat B, maybe to bite off a little bit more than he can chew. The Stampede trying to run his way away as the Sunray not able to connect for long enough, still burning out to the Battle Hunger, but looks like he will
It's a level
survive
1.
on 100
Dire's
HP.
bottom tower is under attack.
That
Down
was
on
a
the
good
bot
Centaur
side,
ult.
Luina gonna be in some trouble. Definitely didn't misread that name as Luna for the first 4 weeks of the season. Don't at me.
Oh, Drow's trying to solo kill. Is he gonna get a soul kill? on
Drow
him?
might be solo killed here. No, OB in with the jump. Now finds the Astral Steps. There's not a lot of mana on SF, but there is still enough to channel up the Requiem. Gonna pump fake for now. It's nicely
Maybe
done.
a kill on mid. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Ink, not like this. He wanted
Yeah.
the kill, and now Jenny's chasing him down. OB in with another round of the Astral Step. He's gonna have another Remnant as well. But
Oh my god.
the damage! The Remnant, it's gonna be enough. Don't die to the burn Requiem. Don't die to the burn Requiem. It's fine. Oh goodness.
That was intense. That was intense.
Yeah, that's a little, you know, spam X pings around the map. Like team,
Exactly. Yeah.
40 seconds.
He was really far up.
Dire's bottom
So-
tower
Oh, yeah.
has fallen.
But guess what? You know, space created. Sasha takes the tier 1 down bottom.
Yeah, he's a real carry. at this moment.
5.2k gold on your Centaur
Yeah.
10 minutes in.
This
Blade
is
Mail
way
and
too much.
more than halfway to Blink Deck.
Yeah, this is way too farm. Wild.
And something else, by the way, OB is not quite level 8. Big Fat B is 9 and a bit. This is
Exactly.
over a full level advantage. 4-0-0 on Big Fat B here.
Yeah. That triple kill on like 2 cores and a support just gave him a lot of XP.
Yeah, OB's gonna struggle to hold this
Yeah.
tower against the Siege Creep wave.
He's pretty close to his vessel as well, you know, so
They roll away.
gonna kill these people even easier now once that's set up.
Big Fat B did the roll and instantly turn around to
Turn?
juke that
Yeah.
you're going in.
Yeah. Just showing off, you know, at this point.
Yeah, smoke forward, looking for any sort of connection. Looking for
Oh,
the
they-
drow.
A really close scan, actually, but he went to the west,
Went
not
north
the east.
into the creeps, yeah.
Yeah. They're
I guess
going
you're
really
right, yeah.
far back.
Less
yeah.
less north and more
yeah,
more west.
west, yeah. And he's got a really good rune. I guess he just used it
Oh,
now.
the Stampede Requiem,
Yeah.
not exactly the combo you're
Yeah.
looking for.
Yeah, that's...
Kind of exactly
That's
off the mark there.
Yeah.
Dire are scanning.
Still Big Fat B, the trail end of the smoke, gonna roll forward, looking
Yeah.
for space. Kick onto Axe, slows him up for now, and you can see
Yep.
just how much damage
gonna
they
use
put in. Not gonna
sacrifice.
have any call. It's not
Oh.
a connection on the backside.
Phoenix.
Macro Pyre into Courier 6. It's got the
I'm
egg to
surprised he
play with,
completed.
but yeah, not gonna throw it down.
Yeah, I'm surprised he completed that
Tower
TP.
is under attack.
The rest of his team just left him, you know? Like, Clockwork just went to the west.
Yeah,
Ground
I
east.
mean, there was no way that they were doing anything about that.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask you to look at the item that Drow's queuing up to tell you
I-
about this game.
I've got her inventory already pulled up, and as
Yeah.
bad as it might be, it's kind of hard to disagree.
Yeah, this is one of those games.
As Clockwork falls up in the top side. He went to the west and never made his way back
Dire's
east.
tower is under
Yeah.
attack.
But yeah, I mean, Mr. Ink game 1 was on the Luna at a very similar, like, slow start to the game and found it hard to climb back in through farming and team fighting, so this time gonna opt for the Midas. Here, it doesn't
Yeah.
really have the same inbuilt farming capability, so needs to find a way. The one thing you do sacrifice, though, is you're not gonna have a Dragonlance at any point in this game, so you're really just unable to show to a single fight, even to find, like, a pick-off kill at the end of it.
That's very
OB
good.
could be in some trouble here. Roll connects forward. Don't find the silence onto him. Is now the Remnant going to hold Toe in place underneath the tower. Call him back and continue to hold. Now inside of the cogs, the Sunray burning him over the top. But look how much HP you've got to burn out of the Undying. As now Sasha in with the Blink Dagger. Stampede over 2. Not going
Good
to find
egg.
the connection onto a Stomp, but they do have the egg underneath the tower to hold him back. Tombstone dropped as well. At the end of the day, the tier 1 tower going to provide enough security.
Oh my
Let's hold that
God.
thought. Big Fat B in with the big
Oh my
magnetize,
God.
rolling forward the kick onto space, just burning out on the backlines. But now the second round of the Sunray doing maybe enough, not quite, as they will end up losing 3 on UCSD, and a sliver of HP gets Big Fat B out from underneath the tower. Sasha as well. So low. Now the jump forward, OB. They're just playing with their food here. Less than 100 HP on 2 heroes, but instead it's the Void Spirit who ends up making his way to an early grave.
Yeah, I don't know about this game anymore. You know, it's looking real bad.
It is certainly looking rough here.
Yeah, I mean, if he got that kill on Earth Spirit, I think it might have been worth it, but that was like a stretch, you know?
Yeah, you could see like the dollar signs in his eyes, right? Oh, Earth Spirit and Centaur, I'll hit them both with one Dissimulate, and it'll just kill him,
Yeah.
and then it doesn't kill him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, he just wanted to kill the Earth Spirit, but that was a blink in from Centaur with that kind of HP just to help his team, you know?
Yeah. And now OB going for round 2, but going to
Oh,
be
he's
kicked
doing it
back
again.
underneath the tower. He's got one more jump away, trying to get his way underneath the tower. The
Centaur's-
Sunrise healing him
Centaur's
for
here.
now, but they've got the Tombstone drop down. No way you're hitting into that one. They're TPing in the rest of the team on UCSD, but there's no damage coming through. Sasha in with the blink inside of the cogs. Drow trying to TP, trying to make the connection happen, but it's just a Midas. You don't have damage. Jenny's in on the SF, got a clean
Yeah.
house. They're not going to lose a single hero on the University of Toronto. Finally going to clean up the pesky tier 1 tower.
Dire's middle tower
And they'll have a
has fallen.
full team wipe.
Yeah, that mechanism just came out of nowhere. Yeah, I mean, I don't see this game changing unless, like, Toronto really messes up. Looks pretty bad right now.
Yeah, it is a 12,000 gold lead here, 15 minutes in.
15 minutes.
21 to 5.
Just your average 800 GPM per minute. I mean, I said that twice, but yeah. Oof, this is rough.
Yeah, no, it is 100% a rough game. And, I mean, Earth Spirit, I haven't been talking about it because they have been so ahead. But, by the way, 2,100 HP on Strength Treads. Just the Spirit
Right.
Vessel. Spirit Vessel treads, and he's 2,100 HP. Now has an Ogre Axe coming as well. I mean, this is why the hero is so strong and popular at the moment. Like, how do you kill this guy?
Yeah, I feel like they should have kind of secured Void's lane with like ganks from Clockwork, I guess. Just ensure that the Earth Spirit is shut down and then have good ganks with Void himself. But it's easier said than done, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to what we were talking about pre-game. UCSD, it felt like they just needed to get more out of the lanes to stand a chance in this one, but instead, they get rolled a little bit through the lanes, especially the top lane. Force the
That's
Drow
right,
into
yeah.
heavy recovery, and she's not able to play. And it just forces so much of your early game into this 4 versus 5 in the mid. So you can see Toronto not quite done the Stampede forward, looking for OB.
Ooh,
Hook shot
fancy.
gets him over to the creeps as well. Luina trying to run himself away. The Macro Pyre not going to be too on the mark, but the Magnetize is going to burn down Clockwork at the very least. Now hunting forward for OB. All the Aether Remnants are gone, or all the charges on the Astro Step, I should say. They will
this
take
is a
him down.
boss
and
5
Toe-
just running him down tier 3. Yeah.
Yeah, up on the high ground. Why not? Undying, get the hell up there. Big Fat B stuck on the high ground a little bit, so Sunray
force
trying to burn him down, and they will find it. But now on the backline, Sasha able to jump onto Drow. They've got the Supernova underneath the tier 2 tower, and it looks like it's just gonna pop. See if they can get the right clicks. No, Courier 6 survives for now. Gonna cancel out the dive. Requiem over to the side, able to take down Clockwork for the second time in this
Oh,
fight.
they kill someone.
Courier 6,
Actually
no
killed
dive available. Force that forward. Jenny looking for the kill onto Phoenix, not able to find it. TP back in from OB, forced to jump away. Legion King, sliver of HP off to the side. OB uses the second jump to go forward and find a kill, but now needs to play juke and jive as he gets his way back towards the base, and it looks like he will manage to get it underneath the high ground, space in with a couple man call. He's going to go down. Trying to hold him back, but not able to coordinate with the team, and Jenny back in
Got a
for this
step
one.
coming up.
OB looking to make his way back to the base. Not going to happen. SF takes another. It's kind of frustrated Dota from UCSD is they just feel like Toronto shouldn't be allowed to play here. That they should be able to jump in with Axe. They should have Void Spirit kind of jumping the back, finding kills, but they just don't have enough on UCSD, so they're not able to find these jumps and get anything meaningful. One more
Yeah, you can
underneath
just kind
the
of
tower.
tell.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they need like 2 items on both cores. At least 2 items. But even then, it's not going to be easy, you know? They have such a lead at this point.
Yeah, exactly. I just
It
want to
is.
go back. Like, it just feels frustrated. Like UCSD, they don't know what they can do about it. Like, at the same time, you don't want to give up your entire map, but every time they've tried to connect forward, you try and go on what, an Undying support. Like maybe you find Jakiro on the back, but you probably trade multiple kills for it. So.
So their
OB.
first.
They're gonna
gank.
connect forward. They find SF
Good
a
kill.
little bit alone inside of the triangle. Sasha trying to make the connection with the Stampede, but Jenny underneath the cogs. Battery assault as well. Going to be caught by the Supernova. Still living off to the side. The SF. Courier 6 just going to jump on top of him, but the Requiem able to turn it around onto Phoenix, and they'll lose 3. Still chasing off to the side as make it a 4th. Big Fat B connects on the Void Spirit.
Yeah, they had a small chance, but he got the Hurricane Pike off from the cogs.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I would. Are they
Yeah,
getting eliminated if they lose this one, or is there like
No,
a...
both teams right now fighting to remain undefeated regular season. Both teams 4-0 through 4 weeks, and this is week 5 of 7 in the regular
Yeah.
season. Now, what they are playing for is the top 2 seeds overall do get a first round bye in the playoffs. We're playing a modified playoff compared to previous seasons, where it's going to be a 6-team playoff,
Yeah.
as we have 8 teams total this season.
Yeah, and I'm gonna
so-
ask you to look at the network chart again. Like, tell me where Undying is. You know,
Yeah, you know,
this is not good. He's right above, not right, pretty high above the Axe. So it's a really rough situation, even for, especially for the Axe at this point. I think he's, oh, he's got his blink. There's a shot now. Oh,
I don't know if I could even say there's a shot.
yeah, this is pretty bad.
We did see Tormentor
And it's not-
snatched away by Toronto, ready to take the Wisdom as well.
And this is not even like a carry who can like just get to item and suddenly scale up a lot. It's just a Drow, you know. She needs at least a few more items.
I don't know if
Yasha's gonna do
Drown's
some
gonna
of
exist
it.
for all that long. Mr.
That's
Ing
right, yeah.
gonna be
He's got
going
his-
down the Sunray to heal for
Tower is under
a
attack.
moment.
He
Not
uses
for long
Midas.
enough.
There's a silver lining.
Big Fat B, making sure not to litter on the map. You know, reuse that remnant that he put down so he can
Yeah.
go back for the roll.
Love some efficiency, you know. Dota's
yeah.
all about that. And he's got a BKB now, so even if they had a chance at killing him, it's like it's just gone down even more now. So,
Yeah.
ouch. I'm trying to like piece together like a sequence of events that can make them win, but it's pretty hard. Can we look at the win chance right now, like probability?
Yeah, you have a prediction here. I'll pull it up in a second, but I think it's gonna be like 97-3 or something.
It's surprisingly at 89%.
Dire's
Yeah,
top tower
Is it
under
really?
attack.
Wow.
they have a lot of faith in like Drow and Phoenix. The high ground is decent, but I feel like with Roche and a pickoff, they could pretty easily siege. So
Yeah, I do not have a lot of faith in the high ground.
Yeah,
I think
it's
when
not a Shadow Fiend, so
when your Undying is 1,000 gold behind enemy
All
carry,
scanning.
yeah,
I think that might be time to.
yeah. Oh,
You know, pack
he's
it in.
finally. They're doing something interesting. They're doing the clockwork far behind enemy lines. You know, I feel like he should be cutting waves, like distracting the enemy team. You know, like making them TP back.
Right.
That's one way you can kind of delay this game.
Yeah, I'd like to see a hero that's not Clockwork playing this behind enemy lines. If you are going to be
That's
in the
true.
jungle,
That's true. Yeah.
you know, make this be like your Void Spirit or something. Like Void Spirit
Yeah.
probably able to get away if you have just one
Mhm.
hero connecting.
Yeah. He's got some escape.
They will end up finding Clockwork and not very survivable, nor can he escape. And Legion King gonna just solo him down, stuck
That's
inside
right.
of the macro pyre.
Oh, somebody came to deal with him finally.
You know what's even
And
funnier
they're
is the
going
rest of the
proud.
team did not come for Toronto. Just Legion King is now up in the top
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
They're gonna find the Drow OB as well.
Oh.
Gonna take
my
one
God.
more in the Phoenix Dagger. Not
Oh,
the
beautiful
Supernova
call.
into the call space with the blade mail does a
Oh
lot
my
of
God.
damage. Hang on.
Okay, there we see the
Here's your
the
10%.
11%. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Gonna
Call
find
is
the
up
connection,
again.
second round up. Have the call into Shadow Fiend. They're able to find the connection from Big Fat P with the Requiem. All right, and there's your 90%.
There we go.
There was your 10%. There was your 90% as the rest of the team
Jeez.
wiped off the face of the earth. Had the moment of fear, right?
Yeah,
UCSD. They thought they could chain it into an SF kill, and kind of
Yep.
reasonably so. They took him down very low.
Yeah. They
In
didn't have vision
retrospect,
of,
maybe just retreat once you take the Aegis and live
Exactly,
to fight another
yeah.
day.
Are fortified.
Yeah.
And my replays aren't working. So sad.
Yeah. That was. It looked good for a second, but that was 1 second.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's back to like. Not even back. It's just at 7% now for them to win. So.
I can't believe it's still at
Oh.
7%. I mean,
Yeah, I
it
know.
is
I
27k
thought it'd
net
be at
worth
least
lead at
5.
24 minutes.
thought it'd be 5 or under, honestly.
Yeah, you're now racks down as well for
Yeah.
25 minutes.
But I think they're considering the option where like Axe gets a call on all 3 cores. There's an egg going. You got like multi-shot happening. He just steps in and out, gets some silences off, like the dream situation, you know. But that's
Yeah, it
not
would
gonna
need to
happen. Like
be-
realistically, yeah.
The absolute dream. They are going for it with the 5-man smoke here as space.
That's right. Shadow
Leading
Fiend
the
is
charge.
exposed. He
Yeah,
uses
the
Manta.
Manta's gonna run by him.
Oh,
Jenny, the blink forward.
Oh.
Oh, just on the trail end.
and they're TPing in now.
Yeah.
They're gonna counter this.
You know, I will say, missing the call might have just saved them as hell. Hold that thought. They're gonna jump forward now. OB.
Oh,
Hook
beautiful
shot forward
three-man
as well
stun.
with the 3-man stomp on the backside into the cogs. SF forced away, and they've got the high ground Supernova as well. Still UCSD.
Oh
Oh, another call in the front. Find the SF at least. It's 3 heroes dead as OB trying to hit into the tombstone, but not able to take it down. No jumps away. The Remnant only going to buy him
Yeah.
time before he falls. That was
I think
again
they should
another
call it.
moment of like, okay.
And they got the Undying Shard now, right? So they got the save on. My god, that was... It looked good. He had a good call at the end there, but I guess he's not tanky enough to survive it.
Yeah, no, at the end of it, like, they did absolutely as much as they could while 30k behind.
Dire's middle tower
That's right.
You know, if you have the same team fight execution from 10k behind, you probably end up winning that fight. Just have more damage on Drow, and you're able to put it in when you find the call.
Mhm.
But yeah, the net worth advantage is just too high. Like, they have a pipe on Jakiro.
tower is under attack.
It's a slow siege, but they're doing it eventually.
Hook shot
Oh, good
forward.
fight.
They've got the call as well. Trying to take down Legion King, and they will be able to find the Jakiro. There is the first. They'll trade out their Clockwork, perhaps. Spirit Vessel on him, but trying to run back up to the base.
Ooh.
Sasha in with a couple
That's
man
a deep
stomp
dive.
as well, but yeah, he's kind of
think
stuck
he's
on the
gonna
front
pay for
lines
this.
to call and try and drag him up towards the high ground. Mr. Ink, not a lot of HP here, trying to hit into the centaur, but the retaliate, bringing him low, and now a couple of clicks from
Oh,
Johnny,
no.
forced them up to the high ground. Mr. Ink gonna fall. The call does come through, but they're not able to take the SF. Not even a sliver of his HP.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
That was a TP in on the outpost, you know?
Oh yeah.
Unfortunate from the Shadow Fiend.
I feel vindicated. I talked about the retaliate damage, like, in lane.
Yep.
He's just saw it at the 30-minute mark in the game.
Exactly, yeah.
GG gets
He's so
called.
formed. He is so formed. It's wild.
Yeah. Toronto just absolutely rolled this series. I mean, it is
50
crazy
to
how
1 almost.
how easy that looked.
50 to 11, sorry.
But yeah, 49 to 11 this one, and it was a very similar story in game number 1 as well. But this is against like an undefeated UCSD team. I mean, this is not against the bottom of the barrel teams. This is Toronto just rolling everybody they play against.
Yeah, I guess we just see like which team can play these, early game matchups.
Yeah, I think teams playing against Toronto coming up are going to need to, recognize that this is the style that U of T want to play, and that you're going to need to move fast if you're going to stand a
Yeah.
chance.
You need to have like draft strong lanes and just like shut them down early. You can.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't let this happen. Yeah, it's just way too much.
Now we are seeing in the next couple of days or in the next upcoming weeks, tomorrow U of T is going to be rescheduled to play against UBC, and these are two teams that are intimately familiar with each other. It's going to be a fun series to watch. UBC right now 2-2 on the season, so not putting together the same strong showing that we've seen historically, but I think it's going to be one of the more fun matches of the season, just knowing how these teams interact on like a daily basis. So that's coming up tomorrow. They've rescheduled that one, so gonna try and be casting that one here. And then week 7 to cap it off, Toronto have the other so far undefeated team in Seneca. It's coming up 2 weeks from now. So Toronto have a pretty fun end to the season.
That's right. We're gonna have some interesting games.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm gonna be looking forward to watch those, especially like going into week 7 when we're figuring out playoff seeding and all that. I try to keep myself away from the playoffs like early in the regular season. It's so easy to, with so few matches, like get looped into it early. But it's always exciting to see how it shakes out at the end. But anyway, thanks for hopping on the cast here, Tool.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, it's lots of fun.
Let me know
having
if you
on. I
need some
appreciate
help.
you coming by.
Later on, I'm down to like cast again too.
For sure, yeah. I am open anytime. The only thing that we will not do is have a million co-casters on one. I've done it in the past, and I'm too used to solo casting. I already take up too much space on my own, so you can imagine what happens when I get a panel of people.
That's right. That's for like after the game or before.
Yeah, we need our own The Late Show.
That's right. Yeah, that would be pretty cool actually.
Like my favorite part of TI, The Late Show, and
Yeah,
they've
always the challenge,
snatched
just
it away.
talking. All those interactions are always fun,
Oh yeah,
I think
no.
Syndra and Suns fan probably some of the more entertaining people to like match up together.
Yeah, I'm a big Cap fan, especially on the more like low key panels, like when it's like end of the day and like relaxed and just like kind of talking about the game overall. Like love Caps.
Yeah, I love
like,
him.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
the aura that he brings to the thing. But
Yeah, he's got a good mix of like both, like play by play as well as analysis at the same time.
yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, do we have any more games tonight, or is that it?
No, so this season, wow, this season because we don't have the West Coast going, it is just the one on Wednesdays. There is one more match that was slated for today, Michigan versus Seneca. I'm not sure if it's still ongoing. I don't see any lobbies up, so I'm gonna go with a hard maybe. So we are done for today, but do check out on YouTube at Michigan Esports or on Twitch at Sealy99 and double check if Michigan is playing or not today. Yeah, the website right now has it scored as a forfeit, which I am nearly certain it was not. It was rescheduled back 45 minutes today so that they could play it. But if it is being broadcast, Michigan loves to bring their own cast. They're a lot of fun. Make sure you go and check them out after this one, because with that, we are done for the night. We'll see you here tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for another University of Toronto matchup against UBC. And as always, we'll be here every Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you're back here for round number 6 or for week number 6. Till then, thanks everybody for joining on. Thank you once again, Tool, for hopping on the cast,
No worries, all good, all good.
and I will see everybody tomorrow or next week.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.